Welcome back to GM Worldwide Radio. This is Unfiltered, and this is the first 10. I'm man James.
It's Jay Skyline, and you see here next to us, our guest today is Kev Clemente. Because I showed up late, Kev is going to be with us for the first 10.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we get into a straight interview, I don't want y'all thinking we just talking about other stuff while we supposed to be interviewing this man. He's just going to be here while we chime in on the stuff that's going on in the world.
First thing I want to get off is IHOB went to IHOP and he went back.
We went back to IHOP.
Yeah.
With a P.
With the P.
And not the B.
Without the B. And then they slashed all their pancake prices, which don't matter.
They had to do that. That was like that's like reparations.
Yeah.
For fucking up.
Yeah.
Well, this news is from yesterday. Wait, hold on. Did you have something you want to get on what?
I don't know what you guys said.
This news is from yesterday. We got a suspect killed by a bulldozer by police.
Wait, what?
What?
Police out in the middle of the state were looking for a suspected marijuana grow operation. I'm gonna cut to the chase on that half. They found 10 plants. But and in the process, I guess they found 2 people and they were chasing them. One guy was hiding, and because of where they were in the middle of Pennsylvania, they used like bigger equipment to try to move through. And I guess they didn't see the guy laying down. And one of the officers, quote was, it would have been impossible to see him. They ran him over with a fucking bulldozer.
What low budget bullshit ass movie is this? What?
That sounds like a movie scene.
Yeah, I can see this.
Yeah.
It's out in It's out in Berks County, Penn Township.
Berks County.
But yeah, man, the cop straight up said we would have never been able to see him.
Oh, that's wild as hell.
So I don't know, man. For 10 plants, that ain't worth it for me.
No, 10 plants. Wait, why?
First thing, you would get probation if you got arrested for 10 plants. Just to let you know.
Oh shit!
Damn.
How did you get? So you lost your life over some? That's some bullshit.
That's a fucked up way to go.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck.
Bulldozer?
That's all I could think about. Like, damn.
I couldn't even imagine. Like, you just said, like, hey man, I get ran over by a bulldozer.
Right. How can I say, yo, man, my man just got ran over? Like, I have to lie and say he got hit by a car or some shit, anything but a bulldozer.
Bulldozer about like 5-6 miles an hour, like tops. Come on, like maybe 10. Shit.
One, you're hiding, and if what they say in the grass was so high, he didn't see it. I guess he could hear it. And by the time he knows, it's too late.
Yeah.
So a couple months ago, we found out that I think it was either Sweden or Switzerland were banning the killing of live crustaceans and cooking food.
I remember.
Like you could kill them beforehand and cook them, but they're like actual live boiling. They thought were inhumane. So Singapore is on the complete other side of this. Singapore has a restaurant where you catch your seafood in the restaurant because they have tanks in the restaurant next to you with all different types of shit: oysters, shellfish, crabs. All I'm telling you, the immensity of the type of shit that are in these fish tanks. It's like Petco, but for people that want to eat the shit. Well, actually, it's like Petco and hibachi because you take it and then you boil it yourself. Because you know how Joe's Crab Shack got the big pots. Mm-hmm. You put it in one of them big ass pots at your table and cook it yourself. Mm. So, and again, it's not just crabs. Like if you're looking at many different versions of sea life where you just pick it up and you dropping it in, and I'm just like, oh, okay. So, how do y'all feel? Like, what do y'all feel like? I'm not a seafood person, so I personally am on the side of the fish and the rest of the sea creatures. But how do y'all feel about the difference between fish being cooked live or being cooked dead?
I ain't really too big on seafood either, unless it's salmon. Like that's it. But
I mean, I know it's like the bottom of the barrel, but I can eat like tuna salad. I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
like that's cool too. But I don't know. I couldn't sit there and watch it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Okay. Yeah. I get. All right.
I'm happy I can show you what I'm looking at.
I mean, like, I'm all for seafood. I'm like, shit. That would.
But are you down to look it in the eye before you put it down and then eat it within 5 minutes later?
Yeah. Shrimp.
Get them shrimps in there.
I don't know.
I'm not.
It would have to depend on.
I'm hungry, so I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, like, if that's what the place is, and I'm already here, I'm eating here, you know. But I mean, like, it's not like I'm like I'm going out to do this. Like, it's like, oh, I want to.
I'm gonna be like, hey man, y'all got this is a seafood restaurant, right? He's like, hey, y'all got cheddar baked biscuits? Just give me all.
Oh, this is not. This is not.
Does it cost more?
Yeah, does it?
It seems like it's the only thing the restaurant does. It's like a niche restaurant.
Cheap, as long as I'm not paying more than all of them.
Yeah.
Like I'm cooking all the food.
Yeah, I'm doing all the work.
I mean,
Once you got-
they still cop the fish and had to put
So-
it.
We go to this buffet style. It's me going.
Yeah, it's a buffet.
Yeah.
It's a buffet.
And get my food and make it. It's still $99.
In other news, big news today, Tyler Perry has finally come out with a video saying that he is not giving out free money on Facebook.
I figured it was a scam.
Wait, what?
I knew it was a scam.
I mean, no,
It's
man.
like,
Wait,
they, cause like,
you're
he
talking
keep
about-
sharing it, and I'm like, all these people that sharing this shit back. I'm like, I know he don't have it to get, and he's not even gonna take the time out to even.
And the funny part is in the video, he's like, man, he's like, I've given away money, I've given away cars to employees and stuff like that. I'm not out here saying I don't give, but
Okay.
like he tried to make sure you understand. Like I'm not. It's not like I don't give, but stop thinking I'm giving on Facebook. That's not where it's coming out. Like it's basically what he's trying to let y'all know. He's like, don't get scammed. Da, 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 da. First thing, famous people ain't gonna ask you for money to give you money. This is not like the Nigerian prince. The fuck?
I knew it was fake whenever Tyler Perry Jr. had sent me a request on Facebook.
What?
I was like, yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on with this whole money scam. Like, I knew it was a scam. But
Yeah, that's.
as soon as I seen that friend request, I'm like, why would him of all people?
Yeah, why is he?
Right.
Yeah.
And I doubt that that's his name. So fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
Also, off yesterday, I told y'all Cristiano Ronaldo made the European equivalent to what happened to LeBron James here by moving to Juventus, Italy, and changing countries too. I feel like it's a way bigger deal than like America. Like all he did was move across the country. Like you have to leave. Like you're getting traded across countries. So, but in that case, he is now the highest paid athlete in the world with a $64.5 million annual contract. To put that up to other leagues' highest paid players, Russell Westbrook makes $41.4 million per year. Zach Greinke of the Arizona Diamondbacks in baseball makes $34.4 million per year, which I think he makes the most for doing the least. After that is Matt Ryan with $30 million a year in football, but that I think is going to be surpassed by whatever Kirk Cousins got. I just think that's what they just use. And then P. Kane and Jay Toes of the NHL both make $13.8 million a year. I have no clue what teams these dudes play on. I ain't gonna lie. But that's a price there's a $20 million difference between Russell and Ronaldo.
It's a big difference.
And most of the people, and I would say there's a decent amount of people in America that don't know who he is.
Honestly, Russell should be getting as paid as. I mean, I feel like Matt Ryan should be getting paid more than Russell Wilson.
Okay, well, that's the difference between the caps in baseball. I mean, in NBA and NFL. Like that's and the amount of games. You gotta remember, the NBA player, if you play all the way to the finals, you play over 100 games, and if you count preseason. In the NBA, the most you're gonna do is 19 for regular season, and you might play 5 in the preseason if you get the whole thing game.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I do think NFL players should get paid, I think they should be on par. I don't think NFL players should get paid more because of the season difference.
Yeah.
But what happens to your body, I think it should be somewhere on par.
Yeah.
Because on other news, we got some more NFL news. Pac-Man Jones was throwing them hands today in the airport.
For real.
This time it was an airport employee for some reason was talking shit to Pac-Man Jones. I'm not a world traveler, but people told me this was the Atlanta airport, and this is the type of stuff that happens in the Atlanta airport. I don't know. I know it's one of the biggest airports in the world. So
I've been told that too.
But Batman Jones gave that man that beat down, and I know he's an employee of the airport because he got the orange vest on. So I think you need to get back.
Somebody real quick.
Well, the police didn't. I read into this. Police did not arrest Pac-Man because they said the other gentleman provoked the situation, and Pac-Man was defending himself.
So it wasn't like I don't know, Pac-Man. Didn't he get cut for shooting up a strip club or something like that?
He didn't get cut for that, but it happened.
It happened. Yeah, he stayed.
I remember it happened.
Also, he's a free agent right now, so shout out for Cincinnati for letting somebody go.
A shout out to Marvin
Pac-Man,
Lewis
talk to your
finally.
agent and come to Pittsburgh.
I don't think Pittsburgh wants them to do that.
What?
Also, I don't know what's going on with the city of Pittsburgh and people, grown men wanting to be naked. But we have the third instance in about a month where a man was jogging around Pittsburgh naked. The last two were both in the south side. This time it was down in the strip
It's
district.
hot, but throw on some shorts or something. You can leave the
First
short
thing,
off.
the thing about it being hot is none of these people also have shoes on.
Oh no, you throw some shit. What the hell?
So-
No, there's potholes and shit and rocks. Fuck that.
Especially strip
Pittsburgh is
district.
not the city, especially the south side. It's not the place to be trying to run without.
That happened twice already.
In the South
This
Side?
one is a strip district one, which somebody made a pun about who somebody stripped in the strip district.
It's a.
It happened twice on the South Side. That's crazy.
So yeah, that was how that was. And I got one more topic before we go. We're talking about before I get into that, if you are into tattoos, go out to Oxys Inc. over in Brownsville Road in Mount Oliver. They got a tattoo thing going on, $100 special. Any tattoo, not any tattoos, any decently sized tattoo you want, $100 flat. It's a tattoo party up there tonight, so go check it out if you want. And then y'all know what's coming up. Most of the crew of the Grimo crew has agreed that we were going. The Wiz Khalifa, Ray Shrummer, Lil Sky, OT the Genesis, Days and Blaze tour coming July 26th to the KeyBank Pavilion. And we were having a conversation about before the show about why nobody opening for Wiz is from Pittsburgh, which we can say that, but like Chevy would probably be out there somewhere.
Okay, Chevy, yeah.
Of course, Chevy.
Yeah, Chevy,
Yeah,
that doesn't count. I mean,
Shouts out to Chevy.
Also,
shout
I'm
out
sure
to
there's
him,
going to be a very large WAPO tribute too.
That's fine. But I mean, like I said, like,
Wapo, man.
yeah. But
So, and also, this is the other thing. If what Wiz and them were saying is true, I guarantee WAPO would have performed at the show.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah. If that was true, yeah. If
Because he came out after he passed and said they were signing him that day.
yeah, that would have been lit. That would have been dope.
But outside of that, y'all are right. Before the show, we were talking about Wiz doesn't usually have openers from the city. Where in
Like, Little Skies is from PA, but he ain't even from Pittsburgh. Come on,
I would have rather
he's from the east side of PA. Shit. I mean, it's not. I'm not like. I'm no shade to you, Little Skies, but it's just the fact that like OT Genesis, like
I think it's from Florida.
yeah, he did a track with OE. He might have did a track with Hardo, or maybe I'm thinking maybe that was.
It was I think it was Owie.
Yeah, OE did. Yeah, so it's kind of like.
And Ray Shrummer had Jimmy Wapo come out for the concert that one year. They came at Stage AE.
Okay.
So Ray Shrummer does do respect on that.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you just have some like give some light to the artist. I mean, Wiz never comes out here.
I told y'all.
Never does anything here.
I've said this before. The person that really reps the city is Mac. If it wasn't for Stage AE being just being bitch-made people, Mac was going to have Hardo and Wapo open for him the last time he was here at Stage AE, and Stage AE shut it down. Yeah. That was fully planned. It was on the card and everything. Actually, I think people should have got their money back. But Mac is the one. Think about that. Mac is the one that was willing to like, yeah, bring the entire hood to my show. I don't care y'all from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like the best way for Wiz to even look into the city if there was more unity. You know what I'm saying? Like if he saw that us as a collective where linking up on songs or we going out to events and there ain't no dumb shit going on. You know what I mean? Like that's what I've noticed about like the Detroit music scene. Mm-hmm. Like they might have a little beef amongst themselves, but whenever it come down to like the music shit, like they always link up. You know what I'm saying? It's always a Detroit against everybody match day. And that's what Pittsburgh, I feel, needs.
I know this
goes right here. This follows up right with the next events.
Okay, I don't think.
I don't know if that's like the same thing, but you got what?
It's not the same thing.
What do you mean? You have like this.
It's not a beef.
Two different, not beef, but the fact. But the fact is, you're having two big ass events on the same weekend, and the thing is, I would want to go to both of them.
When you can have the whole city at one event,
you could have, or you could have one event, or do one weekend.
The problem
with
that mindset is. Other city like Atlanta has probably 3 or 4 events like this at the same time.
But Atlanta's that big.
But Atlanta has millions of people. Where we ain't even at a half a million.
Yeah.
That's people ain't going like people. Nobody's ever going to be like, well, I'm going to stop my money for the night for y'all to get your money. That's a money thing. That's the idea of you getting fat and the cow getting fat and killing itself or whatever they say whenever you go to hogs go off the slaughter. And that's what they're doing is they're trying to make their own money and they're not worried about the other people.
Right.
And in the end, it's still hurting everybody in the end. So that's why something like this will never change. The only place I've seen something like that happen, shout out to the battle community, is the battle community in the city has figured it out. Because there are 2 different battle leagues, and they basically have agreements that like every month there's one event.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So I will admit that
or there won't be on the same day or something. Because I think Scrap wants to do one in August, but I mean it's not going to be the same day as.
Well, I know at the least they try to keep them 2 weeks apart.
Yeah.
Which that's a gap and a half.
Yeah, but that's still enough where it's like, okay, you got some time in between
Promotion and stuff.
promotion, and plus, like, it's just like, okay, like, hey, maybe some people are like, oh, I don't want to go out to another event this week. I mean, some people might be feeling like that, you know? Like,
I know that's how I've been.
yeah, it's like, but if it was like, oh, hey, it's not this weekend, it's next weekend. All right, I can do that. Like, it's every other weekend. That's more something more easily like people can do. You know, I mean, this being on the same night, you got like 2 big ass cards. I mean, it's just kind of like
I didn't even see that the city card.
What, didn't see this one?
Now.
Yeah. I mean, like you got Stoney, you got DJ Spills, DJ Motorman, you got Joe Jackson. You got a whole bunch of people. I mean, you got a lot of people. I'm not saying like every single person I know, and same thing with the freak show. I don't know every single person, but the fact is like you got these 2 big events, and I don't know. It's just kind of unfortunate it's on both on the same night. But overall,
one more thing before we delve into Kev and his music, what's going on with him. I do want to say one more shout out to No Chill Battle League. Go over to the No Chill Battle League page if you think you got any ball skills. They are having a basketball tournament over at, I call it the Mob Park because I don't know what the hell the real name of it's called.
the Mob Park.
But yeah, they're I think it's $30 a team, 5-on-5 full court games.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you think you're a real baller, hit up No Chill Battle League, see No Chill, or hit up Brad, anybody like that, and get yourself in the game, man.
I am not gonna go there. I am not getting broken ankles. That's how I got a high ankle sprain just shooting. Oh, remember that one dude? He was in it was a college game. He jumped up and he came back down. He like,
from Louisville?
Yeah, where he's like his
his
bone
leg
come
broke.
out. Ooh, that was like me, but it was only a high ankle sprain.
You do that type of shit boogie board.
Yeah, it wasn't boogie boarding, it was skimboarding. It's a whole different thing.
You still did that.
Yeah,
You just
I
accident
tore my
broke up.
Achilles. I tore my Achilles while skimboarding. But right now, let's switch it up. Before we end this, the first 10, we're gonna do our normal thing where we do the 3 points. So we're gonna ask 3 different questions. You're more than welcome to like answer, but this is more like personal. We use individual personal questions. So right now I'm gonna ask Jordan this one. Will Big Ben make it through the entire season starting?
That between, I need to dive.
No, not preseason. Obviously, no preseason.
No. I'm talking about. Okay, I'm gonna say I need to know if it's injury or yeah, because I'm like he's not losing his job.
No. He ain't losing. No, we'll start that off. Not injury wise. Yeah, he's not losing his job.
Okay, then yeah, no. At some point he's gonna miss a game or 2.
You think so?
Yeah, he always like. I mean, he's Ben Roethlisberger. For some reason, he goes down hard.
Yeah,
Do you believe that?
So yeah, he'll miss a game or 2.
definitely.
All right, that's okay.
If it's not that,
I
it's gonna
think
be
he should honestly retire. I mean,
What?
He's done the city.
You want Landry
Done right
Jones
by
or
us.
Joshua Dobbs to play?
We gotta look for another quarterback.
I mean, yeah, but
I'm telling you, it's gonna be some dark days after Ben goes.
it's gonna.
Especially since I think Bell's going to.
That's why I'm happy. I'm more so of a
Is this
Pirates
kind-
and Pens fan.
So who is like? We'll have like. Do you think Antonio Brown would be like?
He'll be here by himself.
Do you think it would be like? But would he do the Randy Moss effect? Like make somebody
Yeah.
look good? Like Dante
No question.
Culpepper?
Yeah,
He hasn't made any of the other quarterbacks look good when Ben's gone.
but I think when it's crunch time, he will. I got faith in AB. I feel
Okay.
like, I feel like if it ever got to that point,
It's gonna get to that.
then he's gonna have
It's
to
not-
step up.
I mean, like, unless they find a way to get a Deshaun Watson type player randomly after Ben goes down,
Mhm.
it's going to happen. Because between Terry Bradshaw and Ben, there was Cordell. For a little bit.
Maddox.
That was Maddox. Oh, damn.
Maddox threw more interceptions than touchdowns. I've looked this up. That's one of the worst stat lines I've ever seen.
My whole childhood was Tommy Maddox weak as hell. Like
Yeah.
that was crazy.
So, like, in all honesty, the Steelers' 2 best quarterbacks have been Terry Bradshaw and Ben
And
Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger.
There's been a big ass gap in between them.
That's a 40-year.
Yeah, Cordell.
Again,
Hey.
Cordell counts, but a lot of people in the city still mad about the Super Bowl. Or
Yeah,
not.
he hasn't won a championship yet. Like that's why. That's one of the reasons. Probably the only reason why he's not one of our best, quarterbacks. But that was one of my favorite quarterbacks whenever I started.
Mhm. I got the jersey right over here. It's around.
No, we have one
Number
over here.
10, yeah.
Yeah.
But also, so this one's for James. Do you think Wiz is big enough to perform at PBG or Heinz Field?
PPG or Heinz. He should be.
He did perform at the PBG. Back whenever it was called the Console Energy Center.
But now, like most, how rap is now, I would say.
How rap
Like
is
in
now?
this era.
If it isn't like an up and like not up and smoke, if it's not like a
Did you stop comparing every?
No,
time?
I'm not saying every
smoking
tool.
my shit.
But it
Will
needs
never
that.
be another Up and Smoke, James.
Never.
He can't be
Shout
by
out to
himself.
Snoop
If it's just Wiz by himself, no.
This is why I don't. For one, I know he will never be able to do Heinz Field. Because Beyonce barely could do Heinz Field after I saw personally that stadium was nowhere near filled.
Mm-hmm.
Only person who I seen from the Overlook, I ain't go, but the Kenny Chesney concert.
Kenny Chesney is pretty much.
Oh no, Taylor Swift will do it.
And Taylor Swift.
T Swift, yeah.
But
That's
all
it.
right, we're gonna have to call her.
All
Taylor.
right, Taylor. Sorry.
He knows it.
Yeah, I know her. That no, I'm fine.
But I think in the circumstance, like I feel like if he came back with a Fall Out Boy, I feel like the Fall Out Boy one could have been in PBG,
And
but
I,
they chose not to do it.
and I feel like that would be the best way for him to even have an event like that. He
And
would
I-
have to
and
link
honestly-
with like a rock band or
And that's what most rappers, bigger rappers, do. That's what Jay-Z's been doing for years. He's been opening for like U2 and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So and honestly, he's opening for Beyonce now. If you want to
right now.
Yeah, we'll keep it. Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln Park.
Lincoln Park, yeah.
Yep.
Kanye had a
I
tour with
forgot
Lady
about
Gaga at one point that got canceled, but that would have been the same thing. It would have been the same thing. Lady Gaga would have been really the headliner on that.
She would be the headliner.
At that point in time,
At that time,
that
like,
point in time?
this was like 09.
You know,
Okay.
yeah,
Like
you remember what I'm
09,
talking about.
2010.
Okay.
It was after the Glow in the Dark tour. Like,
Yeah,
it was
okay.
after that.
Like she would have been headliner.
Okay,
And he
then.
would have been a crazy, undercard.
So, but no, that's what but no, like Ray Shremmerd is not big enough for Wiz to go in the PBG.
No.
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 They're close.
They are.
They're
Yeah.
close. Like I honestly, like I thought at the beginning of this, that Ray Shremmerd was only going to be here for a little while.
That's, yeah.
I'm content that they're going to be here for a minute.
Mhm.
I knew that they
At
were
least I'm
gonna be
content that
around.
Sway Lee will.
Sway Lee.
I knew they were going to be out once Sway Lee like branched off and started doing his thing.
That's what I was thinking.
And I saw how big like some of those hits were. Either Ray Shremmerd as like a unit will either be big, or Sway Lee will just branch off and do something.
That's where I'm at this too.
And
And I honestly, the funny part is I like the other one musically one.
who talking about Sway Lee?
Jim.
Oh, Jimmy.
I would rather, when it comes to listening to him, I rather listen to the verses. I would rather listen to his. Now I understand that Sway Lee got these hooks on lock. That's
Right.
done.
Mhm.
Like I got that. So that's where Sway Lee keeps his money, and that's why I know Sway Lee's on top.
Mhm.
But let's get back into the reason you're here today.
Wait, you get this question?
Oh yeah, well this is gonna be the beginning of your interview because we asked you a question.
Okay.
Who in the new age of music are you a fan of, locally or mainstream?
There's a couple that's somewhat on the industry level. Like I'm a big Nipsey Hussle
Okay,
fan.
That's- I think 2 days in a row we've had somebody shout out Nipsey.
Yeah.
Big East fan. Like shout out to Davies. Who else? There's a lot of them. But for the most part, like I listen to a lot of like the music that's from like the LA and like the Midwest scene.
Okay, we're in the same place. That's literally like
Like
what
I
I'd rather
to,
listen to is Midwest and West Coast
RJ,
music.
AD, YG, all them guys with their two initials.
Right.
But yeah, that's where I'm at with it. And there's a couple of New York cats.
So,
Don Q.
Okay.
well, we've both seen you perform live. We've listened to your music, but we never tell us how this started, man. Like where you from in the city and how things. I mean, we know you from the South, but like the parts of the
Yeah.
South.
And
Oh.
I lived all throughout the South. St. Clair, Knoxville, MO, Allentown. Like I lived all throughout like the South. I guess like the rougher, I guess you could say, areas.
Wait, hold up. Before we keep it rolling, I just want to let y'all know on the radio side or even on YouTube. Right now, we are doing the Who and What segment. Who is right now Kev Clemente. We just getting the interview, and then the what you'll see it here. But you'll find out later. But we'll keep it. Sorry to cut off the interview a bit.
No, bro, like you good.
So,
Go ahead.
so being from that area of the South, and this is gonna be a goofy question because I'm like from the part like first I'm from the West, but I moved to the farther South.
Yeah.
How do y'all know when y'all switch neighborhoods, man? Because I'm like even like shouting out my homie Ox's barbershop. I swear to God, I thought he was in where did we think he was at? Because he said he was in Mount Oliver, and we was like, all right, well, you say you're in Mount Oliver, we thought he was in Carrick. And I'm like,
well, like the South is kind of like the South is small. Like some people from like other parts of the city, like they either never been to the South or like they came over and it's like they don't really know how it is. Like
I know I'll be in there, but I'm honestly I'll never know where I'm at.
Cause like I'm like, am I in Allentown? Am I in Del
That's probably the only
you'll
time
be in Allentown. Like it's weird because like the neighborhoods sometimes are like separated just off of one intersection or just like if we were on Bell Silver Avenue right now, one side of it will be Allentown, one side of it will be Bell Silver, one side of it will be Knoxville, one side of it will be Bell Silver. You know what I mean? It's just weird. You know, where you said that the guy's tattoo shop is. Yeah. Where'd you say he was at again?
He's like near like Brownsville and Knoxville, like the intersection. There's a bar next to his joint.
Brownsville and so he's like
little past McDonald's.
Okay, so he is in Mount Oliver.
Okay.
He is in Mount Oliver. Yeah. But it's just like that. But where he's at, it goes into other parts of like the South Side. Right. Like if you keep taking that drag.
All right. No, like I said, that was me just asking a question because I've always been confused driving through and going to people's cribs. Like, yeah, we over here. I'm like, I swear to God, I thought I was in St. Clair, but all right.
Like, I mean, like it's so small to the point where you can walk from neighborhood to neighborhood. Depending on what area you're in, you know, you can walk from Arlington to to like the South Side if you really chose to. You know?
You ain't walking back.
Yeah, you might not want to do that.
Catching the bus back.
That's might not want to do that.
But how do you think that's molded your music different than like what you see on other sides of the city?
I don't know. I mean, we kind of all go through similar things. You know what I mean? Like we all go through the same thing. I guess it's just what makes you different. What makes me different from them is that there's not too many artists from that side of town. I guess you could say.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there are some, who are making noise, but it's like a lot of. But most of the time, if you hear a local artist, they're more than likely from the Hill or the East Side.
Well, that and from the amount of artists that I have heard from the South, I feel like the South has the more. This is gonna be the more positive vibes, happy-go-lucky sounding of the music than the city. Like when I hear people from the South, and there are some dudes in the South that are giving this gun talk. I ain't saying no, but I feel like the South is loosened up more than the other parts of the city. Like the East Side, you're coming out trap first, and that's basically where you are for like your first 3 albums. Same thing with the Hill. The North is a little different too. Like there's dudes like Asco and OE that do make some music that does cross over.
Yeah, I thought OE's from the East Side.
OE's from the West Side.
What's that?
Is he from the West?
He's from the West.
That's the funny part is me being from the West. I don't know what the West sounds like because that's the part of the city where I don't think there's enough artists coming out.
I don't think OE. Like I think OE and just OE. Like I heard the 2 artists from back in the day that passed away.
Because after you go past OE, all the rappers are from like Aloe, Clipper, and Beaver. Like
I'm surprised the Rocks doesn't have a lot of artists coming out from there.
Because you gotta get past the Rock to actually be able to rap.
But yeah, like back to that though, there's at least I feel like I'm more on the positive tip, but I bring that other element because that is there. Like like the South is just like every other side of town. It has its rough parts, and it's real like it is rough in most of the South Side.
Right. Oh yeah.
But for the most part, we just try to chill. Like we just stay back. We chill. We got shooters, but we got people who who just be shut
up. Oh no, I feel like the hospitality on the South is sometimes more opening. Like I feel like you gotta prove yourself to the East sometimes before they're like, oh yeah, go ahead, you can do whatever. You cool? They gotta make sure you're cool. Like the South will let be. Yeah, the South is more like it's to me. The South is like the real South, like the real one, like South. Like there's Southern hospitality in the South Side to me.
Yeah. Yeah, there is a lot of that, but there's a lot of hostility too. But it's within like they know who they want. Like if it was beef on the South Side, like they know who's who and who they got their issue with. But for the most part though, like you said, it's like the real South.
So, what age do you think you made the decision? What earlier you talking about Wiz, you said you were starting around like high school.
Yeah, like 16.
Okay.
Basketball wasn't going too well. Me and the coach bumped heads and had to find something to do. And you know, two of my siblings, they both rap. Like we all around the same age. You know what I'm saying? Like shout out to Kendo and Monster. They used to rap, and my right hand man back in the day rapped too. So one day they had beats on and shit. And I just started going. I just was just saying like silly shit. I would stop after like my first like 3, 4 lines maybe. They like, yo, like keep going, keep going, keep going. Like, no, I don't know. A couple months after that, they set up a studio session. And I was writing, because I was always able to write. I'm writing a verse, and I was going to hand it to either of them, to I'm you. And they was like, nah, bro, go ahead and do your thing. Like, oh shit, like nervous, heart dropped and shit. I'm like, all right. But after like my first 2 takes, it was cool. But even then, I didn't really want to do it.
So when did you feel like you got the itch to like this was what you were gonna do? And did it take a couple months?
Yeah, like literally, like that whole 2011, like I said, like around that era. My like a family member of mine, he was killed. He was an aspiring artist. Marquise passed away, and I went to school. And I remember like I was quiet the whole time, but that was just to stop me from doing something dumb or hurting somebody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I came home I came home, and then like the next morning my mom made me stay home from school. I stayed home for like 2 days maybe. She's like, I don't care how you let this go or how you handle it, but I'm not sending you outside until I know that you're cool. So 16, I'm stuck in the house. What do me and my bros usually do? Play beats. Started playing beats. I had a notebook. I just started to write. Like the first song that I wrote for myself, because I was in a rap group with them, was about my cousin.
Okay.
I just kept going from there. And the group lasted a little bit for a little while longer after that. We did a few shows.
Who you guys called?
I don't even want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. But no, I'll let y'all know what it was. But it was just so the end of 2012 was when we just went our own ways. Like we still hung tight, but it was just like the group didn't really work out. So, I went solo. I started to write. Like one thing I noticed after he passed, it's kind of weird saying it like this, but whenever I would write it out, like I would help me. Like, I would keep me from going crazy at times. That's what happened whenever I went solo. And that was that. So like 2011, 2012, that's when I made the transition from like everybody else wanting to be a hooper and having hoop dreams to writing music,
I mean, I feel like in Pittsburgh, both having the hoop dream and having the rap dream are obstacles because of just how Pittsburgh is.
Yeah.
We don't have a basketball team.
No.
So, I mean, even though the thing that a lot of people don't know is we were a high school basketball center for years when it came to the there was an event they used to host here for like high school athletes up until like 2000s. So
I think I know what you're talking about because my pops used to play. So.
And they used to hold it down in the Mellon Arena. So like it was never like it wasn't like that forever.
It was like my dad told me.
But up and recently it has dwindled down. Yeah. But the idea, like, we're not looked at as a basketball town, we're looked at as the football city. And then on top of that, with rap, it's how the city treats us more or less. Like how think about like what the easiest way I can put it is I've been up in the stage AE's upper half where they have all the pictures of everybody.
Yeah.
And the only rapper picture up there is Wiz. there's like 40 pictures of artists that have performed at Stage 8. I know personally that people like 2 Chainz, Ferg, Ray Shremmer, and a ton of other rap artists have performed, and they've not shown like they have like a wall of fame up there of people that they were happy have performed at Stage 8. There's only Wiz up there in the rap.
You wanna know why I think that is? Because they got everybody while they were still like about to be who they are. Like they had the ASAP Mob there before they were as big as they are. They had Kendrick there whenever his first album dropped. I was at that show.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
What was it his first album?
I'm Good Kid, Mad City.
I don't think is that considered his first?
I consider his first album.
That's his, like that's his debut. A lot of people might say Section 80.
Yeah.
But even though I don't know, I
can say sure I'm with you.
80 was on mixtape sites. I can't.
Okay. All right.
You know
Listen, me and you in the same place. I get it. I mean, Wayne was there for the Whammo Fest.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, last year.
Oh yeah. Yeah. All right. I remember that.
It's just like
It's but the thing is though is that Pittsburgh, and this is what my cousin told me a while back. Pittsburgh is known for medicine, not for music.
True.
It's like, unfortunately, there's the same attention that cities like Atlanta or LA or New York right now might have as far as like music.
I want to disagree with you minorly because Pittsburgh used to be one of the biggest cities for jazz music.
Yeah.
So the Hill to be exact, you know. So that's where a lot of it originated from. So
I feel transition into never happened.
It's a difficult transition, but that means we shouldn't not still attempt to
still
try.
Have that same, because I know what you're talking about.
Because we were talking before. The influence of like West Coast music. We had Melman, Sam Snead coming through here, going over there.
Yeah.
We influenced the West. I don't want to say like we completely made the West Coast music.
I always said that Pittsburgh played a part in their sound in like the 90s. I feel like we played a big part in that.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's why I've always made the argument that I never really considered Pittsburgh an East Coast city.
Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't. I really don't. Like we right in between East Coast and Midwest. Like to me.
Like, that's why I don't care. To me, this is my thing. He's going wild out. I can go to Cleveland and Cincinnati and a couple other cities that are in the Midwest faster than I'm going to be able to get to New York, Philly, and those cities.
Exactly.
I've gone to day trips to Cleveland and back.
2 hours and back. 2 hours and back.
Man, I gotta. If I go to Philly, that's my whole. That's a night. I gotta stay.
Yeah.
5 hours. That's at least minimum 5 hours. Man, how you pushing it?
Yeah.
What you trying to say?
I was just in New York, and we made it there in like 8. But like the Mega Buzz ride was a whole lot longer.
Oh yeah.
Between the stops and it was just,
So so tell us about what's up with your music currently, man. Like I said, we see you performing a lot. Like I said, we saw you at the Smile and Moose during the battle rap show a month or two ago.
Yeah.
So
it's been I just put out an EP called Spring Training. May 28th or 29th.
Okay.
It's on Dat Piff, Audio Max, SoundCloud, Spinrilla, and Coast to Coast mixtapes. Working on a promotion of it now.
Mm-hmm.
I might end up doing a few shows sometime this summer.
Okay.
Or whatnot. But I'm currently working on new material.
Okay.
I'm one of them type of guys. I just put out. I might I'll drop something and already be working on something else.
How do you feel about where did that whole spring training? Where did that come from? Like, how did you come up with that?
Well, I was working on a whole lot of stuff at that time, and me and my cousin linked up, and he told me, I'm gonna make some beats for you. You know what I mean? And I went might as well just do a whole mixtape.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. And he asked me at that time, what you gonna name it? And at this time, it's been almost 2 years since I dropped anything. So I was kind of get back into the swing of things.
Mm-hmm.
What can I do? Just something real quick. if y'all watch, like the Pirates play or any other major league games, like spring trainings, like their preseason is really short.
Right.
So like this is just an EP. This is just short. This is just me letting them know that I'm getting back into the swing of things.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where spring training came from. And I got another project that's coming after that I think that y'all might like.
I don't want to ruin your whole scheme, but maybe was it regular season and then like playoffs? Have a whole mixtape.
I might have the saga. I don't know.
Championship.
I've been working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had a song. I was like 17 called the World Series.
Okay.
So might come back to that.
Okay. I mean, I like that. I mean, this is just I guess this is more for all the fans and whatnot. But where did the name come from? I mean, you got the whole Pirate gear, so I know you're
right.
a diehard Pirate fan. I mean,
well,
win or lose.
Whenever I was a kid,
Mostly
right?
lose.
Whenever I was a kid, they how like at elementary schools, like the Pirates always hand out free shirts.
Yeah.
So I always had the Pirates gear. So that's how that came about.
Yeah.
Even before my name, I was always wearing that and the hats. I just think that we have the best logo in MLB right now. Simple and plain, nothing too much.
Mm-hmm.
But the name came from one day I was with both my siblings I told you about. They're each a year behind me. And they make beats. One day they had a beat on, it was like a trap beat, like an 808 Mafia type, And my verse is Young Kev Clemente, black looks in my French breaks, wealth is in the mind, not the pocket. That's the case, and I've been paid. And I just kept going from there. And my one brother was like, yo, like you might as well let that be your name. I'm like, I don't know, maybe, you know what I'm saying, but I might just use that as like a mixtape name, like how back then, whenever like 1017, whenever how like they would drop mixtapes and like name them after athletes.
Right.
That's what I was going to do. But so once I went solo, I wrote every song that I had, and I put out Kev Clemente volume. It was the first volume of Kev Clemente. What else did we got after that? Oh, and then my cousin, every time that he would call me Clemente. Seeing people that I went to school with calling me Clemente.
Okay.
Seeing people in like the neighborhood, so it was just like, I can Kev Clemente.
I feel like you took that as like, cause at some point, if I was able to get the nickname Clemente, yeah. I'm cool with that. You seem like that was like something that was like, man, I didn't really want this to happen, but it happened.
It wasn't that I didn't want it to happen, but I didn't know what I was going to do because it was like I made the choice to like keep the name that like around that time because I was reading into who he was off the field. Like I already knew how dope he was as the man on the field. Like you know what I mean? But it was just trying to. I don't know. I didn't want to be young forever. I didn't want to be Lil Kev or Young Kev no more. So it was just
smart marketing.
Whenever that Clemente thing caught on, and I seen how people was just like, "Cool, I'm gonna just take that." A couple years after that, I got the tattoo. So now I am Clemente. You know, like that's what it has to be.
When you were talking about your project, I noticed because you were still released your project on that pit.
Yeah.
Not a lot of artists are doing that anymore. So, are you just staying loyal to the process, or is?
I mean, I like legally, I kind of wanted to like I couldn't really sell it because I had a lot of samples.
Okay.
So it was just like the best way for me to have it out was to have it on these websites where people can listen to it for nothing or to download it for no charge.
Okay.
And with it being spring training, it just being me stepping back into it, of course I'll let y'all head out for free.
Mm-hmm.
All
right.
So yeah, I guess you could say that I stayed true to the code.
So, we know that you're a baseball fan.
Somewhat. I hated baseball growing up though.
All right, then you're one. You did something that I never could do. I've hated as young, and I really can't get into it all.
Only reason I'm into it now is because I'm like, look, I'm the oldest of 7, so like I have a younger sibling that played Little League.
Okay.
So like I'm around it often. So it's like, and it just so happened that my name's Clemente. Yeah, like ain't that some shit?
Then you was talking about playing ball. So how do you feel about the world of basketball right now?
The word of basketball.
LeBron James,
The super
Boogie Cousins.
West.
It's not as interesting no more. Like that's why I started to watch the Pirates play heavy. Like once they started having just 2 super teams and having them both playing for like the last 5 years. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like I would rather see more.
What's your favorite team real quick
My favorite team.
for basketball?
I ain't got a team.
You ain't got a team?
What was your team?
I'm a LBJ fan.
Okay.
I'm a LeBron fan, but
Well, we on the same side now because I'm a Lakers fan.
okay.
So-
And the thing is, I hated the Lakers towards the end of Kobe's. Like whenever he changed his number, that's when I didn't like the Lakers.
Okay.
Oh,
Whenever Kobe went from number 8 to number 24, was like, nah. But I mean, but I'm really excited to really see what James got to offer this young team because he's the oldest on that Lakers team, right? Probably.
I'm not sure how old Rondo is.
Okay. Bron might be a little bit older than Rondo, but still, like it's good that he has a younger team, so hopefully he can. But I don't know about them going to the championship this year.
I don't think it's this year, but I don't think they expect to go this year. I'm a Lakers fan and I'm all excited, but I've been looking to. There's gonna be a LeBron jersey in here in like a week or two. I'll be mad. I don't even rock
that one as long as it got like the old, like if like the jerseys look like how like they did in like the Magic era.
I'm either waiting for the. I'm gonna keep 100 with you. I'm waiting either for the black joint or I'm going Minnesota for the super throwback. The
the MLPS one.
I'll grab one of those. I'll say because but yeah, no. And again, I'm a big dude, so I don't even usually buy basketball jerseys. I don't like wearing layers of shirts just to be able to wear a basketball jersey.
yeah.
I ain't wore a basketball jersey since high school. Like
I think that
my
Melo.
ninth grade year.
I think that Nuggets Melo jersey over there is the last basketball jersey I wore, and I've donated it to the radio station, so it's not going to be worn by me anytime soon.
Middle school is for me with the Kevin Garnett.
The Garnett. Damn, I ain't had a Garnett jersey. Wait a minute, so is you talking about like the Celtics? Or
No,
you
he's
talking
a Timberwolves fan.
Wolves. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
Did you have the one with like the green Timberwolves jersey, like with the wolf in the front and shit?
I don't think so. I think I just had the normal. Well, I have to go back and see if I can find it or
Like
I have a
LeBron,
picture of me with it.
like LeBron saved the only other person I'm like willing to buy a jersey for is Giannis. That's just because I'm a Giannis fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I like that alternate Bucks jersey with the fucking logo in the middle. I do like with that.
Mm-hmm.
But also you said you're a hockey fan or a Penguins fan.
Yeah, like since we start going so well, like since like 09, I kind of been
Okay.
Keeping up.
yeah, a little bit.
So how you feel about the because everybody else here are some traders. How do you feel that Washington and Ovechkin finally got their check?
Who's the trader?
You was happy that the Capitals
Hell
won the title.
yeah.
He was happy that the
Capitals,
Capitals won the
yeah.
title. And
Ovechkin needed, like, come on.
Said he needed his ring.
No.
I told you what it was. Ovechkin should have been Charles Barkley to Sidney Crosby being Jordan.
No. Stop. No.
Sidney Crosby being Jordan.
I mean, if that's,
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
That's
If
trade.
it me, like Mario Lemieux is probably the only one who I would compare.
I mean, if you real hockey fans are going with Gretzky, but I'm just,
Gretzky.
Yeah,
Wayne
Wayne
Gretzky.
Gretzky.
I'm just saying to comparison of Ovechkin and Sidney to themselves.
I never watched Wayne play, but I like I like all the jerseys. That's all I know.
But I mean, people hype up Yager too, but I think he's like the mercenary of the NHL.
Do whatever.
Man, he's played on almost every team in the league.
Do
So-
anything for money.
Damn.
But
Played on more teams than Shaq and shit.
so is there anything else sports wise? Like, is there any sport that you're into that we don't know about? Like any fringe sport? Like People know I'm a NASCAR fan. He's a swimming fan.
I like MMA.
Okay.
I like
Brock Lesnar. I'm trying to get that fight.
The biggest
DC.
UFC turn into WWE overnight is what I called it.
that was a WWE storyline, I believe.
Really?
Like just that whole scene where he pushed in. I'm like, Robbie, you're doing this for Vince and them. Like, it's already bad enough that you are their champion and you're never here. Just go to the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
it's there. Like that's what I'm saying.
Because the difference is the WWE is saying, hey, we'll give you such and such amount of wins in a row automatically.
Right.
Where UFC, it's like, I gotta stop doing steroids and then I gotta actually fight. I remember that one nigga choked me out the one time.
CM Punk, I got the utmost respect for Punk, even though he lost both fights.
Yeah.
The second fight he lost and got the other guy fired.
Damn.
Because the other guy didn't want to knock him out.
Oh shit! So all right. What that explains why the fight went how it did.
Because dude could have killed him, but he was like, I didn't want to.
I knew that because his first fight
was that bad.
It was terrible. Like, damn, dude.
But
I know you like that car route was probably so awkward. Now that I think about it.
The thing is, when it comes to these wrestlers coming over, I expect you to take that L so fast because Brock took the L so fast. If Brock, who wasn't actually
like with that heel lock, he wasn't ready for that.
Right. And Brock was actually a wrestler before WWE. Mm-hmm. So if he could go down that fast because he only been out a couple of years, I don't expect CM Punk to really have a chance in his first fight. So,
I mean, but I give him his props though.
I give him props for trying and for not going back. Because I mean, I was out of wrestling at that point, but I heard about what happened with CM Punk and how that was down. Yeah, like that was one of the biggest fallouts in wrestling history. I heard.
And it's crazy because that was right around the time that his storyline was popping. Like it was like it could have took off like how Steve Austin's was back in the 90s.
Right.
But I guess the shit behind the scenes was, you know what I mean?
Hey man, don't fuck with Vince McMahon. That's all I know. Vince McMahon is a weird person. So
I found out the older I get. That shit is funny as hell.
And them 30 for 30s about the XFL helped me. When I saw that, I'm like, Vince McMahon is really crazy. Like, I remember watching wrestling as a kid and up until like the middle of high school. But but watching that 30 for 30 and having Vince sit there and do interviews and shit and talking to these people face to face, like Vince McMahon's fucking crazy.
And he seemed like just this type of guy, like it's his way or no way. Like,
well, you know me, and I feel like that's all he cared about.
Right. There's no reason why, and I'm gonna say this on camera. There's never been a world heavyweight champion in the WWE that looked like us. And don't say The Rock because he's half Samoan and he identifies more with that side. I mean,
well, so what, wait, was all five of Booker T's WCW? I thought Booker T got a heavyweight when he was on SmackDown.
He didn't get like around the time that he had that belt was around the time I think that John Cena was
the split ones.
WWE. Yeah. And it was like John Cena was like the face of the WWE. Yep. But you had this black world champion who was on your low rated show. That's like, I don't know. He just needs a black man to hold that crown at least for 6 months.
No, he's right, because outside of Booker T, the only other time it happened was Bobby Lashley on ECW, which that was the third show.
And that wasn't even, you know what I'm saying?
That was also basically the end of ECW.
Yeah. That was it, yeah. I don't even consider that ECW because it wasn't even.
No, it wasn't the same ECW.
Like it, yeah.
And then, to me, man, the one I think they missed out on, because, like, again, I only see wrestling now when I go over people's houses. I don't watch it on purpose anymore. But the person that I'm always excited to see, and I was kind of swole when he got into that group, because I think that group was kind of real suspect.
The club?
No.
Talking about the.
That might be the real name. I just call them the booty niggas.
Oh, yeah, with the bootios.
Oh, you're talking
now
about
they're throwing out pancakes.
Oh, I'm talking about.
I was a big Kofi Kingston. Yeah. I thought Kofi could have been a dude. Yeah. Every time he's in the Royal Rumble, man, that nigga be killing it. Like shit. I mean, I thought Kofi could have been a big solo star, and then like one day
been around for like, gotta be over 10 years.
No, because my last 3 or 4 months of watching wrestling faithfully was like when Kofi just came in. Because I think I had like the first video game that he was on.
Yeah, he was on.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's been around for the longest, and I don't think he's ever been a world champion. He never even got close. Well, no,
I think he had the U.S. title for a little bit. That's it.
He had that,
And I mean the tag titles, obviously, but that was.
I remember when him and CM Punk was tag champion.
I didn't even know about that.
I was in middle school. That shit was crazy.
So
Rishiki was never.
Hmm?
No.
Rikishi.
no, Rashidi was never heavyweight champion.
Oh.
I don't even think he's ever had a championship.
Oh.
No, they had tag titles.
Okay.
Okay.
No, and actually I think he had an Intercontinental once.
Okay.
I don't know.
I know his sons are super successful right now.
I do know that-
So it's-
The only thing Rikishi had a world title match before.
Okay.
I think it was in a 6 or
it's
4.
probably him, The Rock. He probably like pretty much him and all the big names at that time.
Yeah.
So, but let's get into your side of this, James. Let him.
We switching over to this is the who and what again as always, and we switching over to the what. The who is always here to the right, or sometimes here, and in any direction, but it happens to be to the right of me, Kev Clemente. And the what, we have multiple different little options. We got some things from different around the world. I'm not too sure we got this.
If it's falafel, it's from the Middle East.
I mean, yeah, but I think this might have been bought somewhere. I don't know. It's just falafel type chip things. I'm not too sure what they are.
You were slacking today, James.
They're not, it's just a wheat snack. That's all it says. It doesn't say chips. It doesn't say crackers or
Falafel.
they're
Falafel.
a falafel.
They look like
wheat
them
snack.
dried onion joints they be throwing on
Oh yeah, the for the topping, like yeah.
what's next?
All right, I got fruitery jelly, and it's assorted with different flavors. We have
Not excited about this.
I'm not.
grape, strawberry,
Alright,
and it says green apple. So we got 3 different flavors, and I'm not too sure where this one's from. Name of product? I don't know. When we got this weird ass drink, I definitely do not know what this one says.
So we don't know countries or nothing today. Like usually we give you the country, where it's from, the background. We don't have any
This one, I believe.
information
This
about
one.
the
No,
food.
hold up. This one's from Turkey.
That's from Turkey.
Turkey.
Okay. So the drink is from Turkey. Like I said, I'm
And-
going with Middle East here with the Bisley. And the
This
fruit
one
juice.
was made in Taiwan,
Thank you.
and this one.
See, little. So we got
Taiwan.
Taiwan.
This was made in New Jersey.
Turkey.
We made this
Yeah.
here, but
Who in Jersey made some shit like that?
yeah,
I ain't never tried it, so I can't.
a lot of the stuff like comes. It's real weird that a lot of like products come over to New Jersey, like as like more of a distributor. I don't know. They must have like some big distributing site over there. I don't know.
So as the
Yeah,
guest,
right
we always
by
let
the
the
water.
guests pick what they want to eat in the order they want to eat it. So,
Probably cheaper Texas than New York too.
so what do you want to try first?
Let me try to pull off.
Falafel. Oh shit!
I told you it was onion straws.
I was thinking a
bro.
little bit bigger.
Told you with that. For honest to God, that looks like fish food.
These little things. You got this. You probably can't even see it. These are.
Hold on before you eat them.
Want to go hold?
No.
Go ahead.
No,
No, I mean like just don't start eating the ones that's in your hand.
Oh no.
Oh, hold on.
It just smells like this is.
Yeah.
I know he has to try it even though he's off
Yeah.
camera.
Anybody who's usually here will have to try it usually.
This is his segment.
And most people, like even the background. So if you come on the camera, you have to try it.
Yeah, to try
This
it.
is what I say. 'Cause
But-
this is both of our shows and this is his segment. I'm not going to be, for the people at home, this is fine. But if you in this room, you didn't pay to watch this show in this room, you're going to eat what I eat. So,
I could dig it.
No, if you can't eat it, that's fine.
no, we ain't going to make you eat something you're allergic
Yeah,
to.
you're allergic
Yeah.
to it. Yeah.
No, but
Um,
it goes in your mouth. If you have to spit it out, that's fine. At least you tried it. No.
all right. This, I don't have.
Right? Yeah.
Just try. All right, here. Ready for this?
Nope.
Not really.
All right, let's do it.
Let's get it. All right. Oh, shit.
What the fuck? Mm.
Are you fucking them up too, Jay?
He always fucks me up. That's why this is his segment.
What the? This one have a crazy ass aftertaste.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's a light flavor. The smell is stronger than the flavor itself. I'll say that.
All I know is you can never upend these. Like you can never outlet this
No.
way.
Oh hell no.
No, you would kill yourself. This thing's a dry as shit.
You need.
It ain't
Yeah,
work,
this is
but it's like
wheat. This is wheat snack.
Like a burnt fry.
It crunches like a bird fry.
Yeah.
Like the last fry. Like,
Yeah.
that Friday.
So you get to pick the next one too.
I ain't really fucking with these. I ain't even gonna lie. But let me see. I'll try one.
You also get to pick the flavor that we're all trying.
Let me try to like we
The little directions over here. So you just kind of.
Oh, I gotta like squeeze that shit in my mouth.
It's like a Jello shot, guys.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I wasn't.
I wasn't. Yeah, I ain't know. I was getting like spoons or something.
Nope, this one's here for today. All right, so what flavor we want?
So yeah, you get to pick the flavor we try. Well, actually,
Well,
I guess we're doing great.
we all can try grape, and we all like the flavor. Okay. Are you against? Oh, you don't want to?
I'll try this one.
Oh, all right.
All right, well we've done this before. We can all try a different flavor. I
What do
mean,
you
the
want to
tech.
try? There's three different flavors. We got grape, apple, and strawberry.
You're going great.
And I'm doing great. So, all right. And
Yeah, don't fucking. I swear to God.
Yeah, there's a big ass cube in the middle of this thing.
Couldn't hear like excuse me.
Oh yeah, no
There's
problem.
apple chunks in it.
No, it looks like it's
Show like a. Show like the eel that be at the bottom of Mexico, like them little tequilas.
Was that
Oh
other than the eight?
Yeah, it was like the cube in the one thing we ate.
Oh,
yeah, what was that? There's that we had this one drink a while back, and we had did we drink it with alcohol or did we just have that normal?
We did it with alcohol.
Yeah.
With Villa.
That was with Villa. Okay, okay. And so this thing's gonna be a little crunchy. This little cube
up.
thing.
oh shit.
But everything else is gonna be like a Jello. So we'll see how this is.
Seaweed extract.
What?
What? Seaweed extract.
It does.
Wait, no, it's not?
Yeah, it is melting. So we should do this.
All right, let's get this in. All right, y'all.
Mm-mm.
It is that cube.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely that cube. Right?
What the fuck?
Welcome back. The little cube shit.
Welcome back, yeah.
That was fucking stupid. Like, it didn't taste bad, but that was fucking stupid.
Yeah, we're just like, what the hell was in this damn cube? Like, that's what I want. what was this cube?
And also, that cube was.
this before by itself.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
You can put it in vodka or like alcohol. Or something.
They shouldn't be prepackaged though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's.
it should come with something else. Like that's
I really-
down.
I thought y'all was trying to drug me in here.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, that was
oh no.
So we got the last thing up. Our Turkish sensation.
I might need the can opener. We'll see.
Let's see. This looks like a bunch of heartburn to me.
I don't know what the hell expect from this.
Yeah, I need the bottle opener. This is Malachi. No. Oh, wait, maybe I'm just being a bitch. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not.
You got it?
No, I need.
It's
that.
just twisting in circles.
Yeah, just twisting circle.
Even though you definitely just let it all fizz out.
George,
Trust
Kev, come on. Yo,
I mean, like, we was close. I ain't want to get, I mean,
He was really about to look at me. He turned around. I was like, wait, he moved back too? Oh, well. Ain't got no trust. You own this. Shout out to the drill.
so this is, what is it again?
I'm not too sure. It says vitamin C, or it says C vitaminal.
What the hell's the word with the S say?
Vitamin.
It's I think that's a brand. Sarikis, or I don't
This
know.
smells like Sierra Mist to me.
Okay, here, let's pass one down. Malachi, here. Push you one.
Or Mountain Dew, like Sierra Mist Mountain Dew. It smells like something between that.
Oh,
All right, y'all. Salute.
oh, salute.
Let's go.
All right.
Man, we gotta keep
That
this,
shit tastes like a dry as lemon.
we gotta start keeping this stuff cold longer.
It
Yeah.
ain't like it ain't
It wasn't
bad.
bad.
I rock with it.
Not bad.
I feel like that's good for mixing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But honestly, that's probably the lightest. They probably have like different flavors.
Oh yeah.
Probably, yeah.
Probably something more fruit.
It's gonna come in.
There's not a
I
thing
wouldn't
of
drink that
it.
straight though, but
No, but like
it's definitely fire.
that bottle doesn't even look like you're supposed to drink that straight.
Yeah, well, this
You're
is
supposed to pour it on a cloth.
Like that looks like that's supposed to be like the Turkish
This
version
is-
of the lemon juice thing that used to always be in your parents' kitchen.
I'll get out of here. Yeah. For cooking or whatever, yeah.
Mhm.
This is about a little more than 8 ounces, maybe 9 ounces if that. Shit.
So
Oh, yeah.
You ain't even just not. I guess just a little flavor if you.
at the end of this, we always rate them worst to best. So what would you consider the worst? Even though I think we all have an agreement on what probably was
Worst
the
to
worst.
best.
What's the best?
I have to go. These
Falafel.
right here. Yeah, the falafel.
That was me
the
too.
worst. That was.
He still eat them.
The way my life set up.
Yeah, I already know, right? These wasn't too bad.
Honestly,
I ain't-
these just pissed me off.
It was just a weird like.
It is like and
I don't think I'll try them again.
and Malachi
But
said
they
it,
wasn't
it
bad.
was too much.
Yeah. On top of, we already know the little few things.
Yeah, I didn't know
You
that-
know by itself. Like that's a whole lot to deal with. I love gelatin around it.
Yeah, because the thing that you can't shoot them.
Yeah, and drink like yeah.
The cube, I'm not too. I would actually put this as last.
The worst.
And this is second.
He was banging on these.
I can
I'm
eat
still
these.
even talking to him now.
Yeah.
So,
And this was the best. This was the best day for me.
yeah, like that was the best for me too.
Oh, that's best.
These are bad.
What?
That helps wash down.
Yeah, this helps wash these down. Yeah, for real.
That's probably why I'm saying that because I still got that taste about them. So.
So as the guest, even though you're not forced to take it if you don't want to take it, we usually let the best thing that you like you to take it with you. If you want the lemon juice to use, that's
Come
all
on,
you
Jacob.
I don't know what I use it for. I don't cook, so I don't know.
But
Somebody might use it though.
All right.
Yeah. See, look, he want another shot.
Get
so
another shot. Shit.
before we go, let everybody know how to reach you on the internet and social media. He said pour him a shot.
You definitely just took your own shot.
This is my own shot cut. If he wants to pass me his cup,
But,
yeah. I mean,
You can follow me on all social sites at Kev Clemente, except for IG's Kev Clemente _. But everywhere else, Kev Clemente.
I was gonna say I'm shocked that you was able to get Kev Clemente on IG.
No,
I'm shocked you
hold
got
on.
it on Twitter.
I've
too.
been trying to get that on IG for like 5 years now.
okay.
There, but there's an actual guy who has that like, and that's his real name.
Okay.
And so he uses it. So
Come on
that's
now.
what it is.
Now, if you're on Instagram, you got to go with a whole different name. Come on.
But on Twitter, I was surprised I even got it. But
Okay.
So you ain't got no
I had,
numbers.
like
you
I
got-
had it for years, and I'm not changing it.
Let's say, dog. Like I've heard other artists have like Pusha T. Apparently, somebody has because he likes one by King Push.
Yeah.
Somebody has the King Push, and he tried to pay dude. Dude won't give it up. Like that's the thing. Like the rap game, like Twitter turned. And you remember sports before? We remember how like back in like when Donovan McNabb went to the Vikings, he bought the number off the punter.
Oh yeah.
That's turning. People are doing that now when they get famous. Like you get famous. Like there's a game now. Like when you see an artist getting ready to blow,
Yeah.
you go and try to get all the Twitters and stuff that they might want.
File the webpage. Just file. Yep.
And then at some point, if you do a good enough job, somebody from that person's management crew, whatever they get signed to somewhere bigger, is going to have to hit you up and be like, "Hey, man, you have such and such, what is it, a name on Instagram,
Yeah. Like
and we would buy it off you because we would rather have it for our artists." Pusha T won't pay for it. And like, apparently, what the price won't do once Pusha T ain't doing it.
He wants that.
he
He's like, oh,
wanted to check. I don't blame him though. But I don't know.
To sell it, but unless you just like the false hits you get.
I might keep
Yeah.
mine though.
I got all these. Yeah, I got all these.
I mean, this happened with him.
Yeah.
Literally, all his friends follow some dude named
Mhm.
James Merzen, the exact same name on Instagram. He did not have an Instagram.
I didn't have an Instagram at the time, and they were like, "James, I followed you. Like, I didn't know you were a lifeguard in this." And I'm like, "What?" There is another one. He lives out in like Chicago.
The reason it
Illinois
all
area.
passed is because we all his friends like from college and high school know he went swimming in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I would say
we
like
just let it
like-
pass.
Yeah, y'all let it pass. But the things, I mean, I was a lifeguard a minute, but I mean, like,
Put it on your resume.
I mean, shit, yeah,
Shit, fuck it.
I wasn't with the other things, but like
Yeah.
So no, like
That's why I didn't have the beard. He doesn't have a beard or anything, so I can be like, yeah, that's what I look like.
The other thing I give a pass because it was like all our friends. It wasn't just like me. Like all our friends that consider him like close friends had this issue. It was like a day at somebody's crib. We figured this out. And the other thing was his picture was like a group picture, so we never like looked into like who was James.
Yeah. Right. And there was like was a point where it was like they're like, I sent you a message to you and you didn't respond. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I probably had the longest Instagram name when I first started. I probably did because I used a Clemente part of it, but I had my real name in it. It's Kev Clemente Jordan, all one word. That's long as hell, right?
No spaces. Wow.
And then I changed it to Kev Clemente 21. Had that for a while, and I just did the underscore because I wanted to just have the name.
Right.
But the guy still had it. Hopefully, I'll buy it off you one day.
Yeah,
maybe.
We can change his name. It's fine.
Well,
but his actual name is. He got like my stage name is his real name.
Just like, well, shout out to M. Tomlin. We interviewed M. Tomlin.
Yeah.
We interviewed M. Tomlin a few weeks ago, and I made myself look like a jackass because I didn't think that M. Tomlin was his real name.
I asked him now whenever I first met him too, man. Shout out to M. Tomlin. I remember I was in high school. I'm like, yo, like, is M. Tomlin like your real name? He said, yeah, bro, that's my name. I was like, all right.
Oh, yeah, he's like, yeah, my government name's Mike Tomlin. I'm like, oh, I thought you was just over here getting clout. Like, I was like, oh.
I think I seen that interview too.
Like, I was full blown, like, oh, his real name is Mike? Oh, okay. So, but
he said he ran with it a few times. People gave him a little good treatment and shit.
No, I think he said people think he's his son.
Yeah, his son. Yeah, it's like fuck it. Yeah, all right.
A lot of people
I'll use that.
Yep.
I had this shirt that had Clemente's name on it.
Mm-hmm.
I had the year that he was born and the year that he passed away. Then I had the tattoo show. I was out this one show out at local, and a couple people was asking me, was that my real name? Was he my, grandfather? I'm like, hey. I was like, yeah, like if that's how you want to believe, cool.
Just gonna get this slice of pizza.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give you my I'm not gonna tell you my real name.
But all right, y'all. This is GMOR Radio Unfiltered. Again, thank you, Kev, for coming through.
Thank y'all for having me, man. I appreciate it.
And y'all know what time it is tomorrow. It's not gonna be a normal show tomorrow. We got DJ Brick having another barbershop set. We will be in the house chiming in and out, doing some stuff from 4 to 6. I'm gonna need you to say the name of the barbershop out loud real quick. The Barber's Inn,
yeah,
on Baum Boulevard, across the street from the Shell, next door to GM Worldwide Radio headquarters. Shout out to them folks, man. They got my lineup cool. I'm gonna actually get my hair. Y'all probably if this video, I will get my hair cut during the set tomorrow.
Should they get your haircut?
Well, lineup.
Oh, I said you better than me. I couldn't do that.
I get lineups. I still get lineups, and I don't like shave. I don't like to personally shave, so I always get my beard and shit done at barbershops.
Oh.
You don't shave at all. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, as long as I've known you, James, and I ain't known you that long, it's like your beard just got longer since last time I seen you. That's crazy.
That's the truth.
Like I bet you hit the ends up with some scissors every once in a while. You don't do that either. I don't want to hear anything about that, man.
I just let it grow.
You don't.
I'll wash that, put castor oil in this motherfucker. I get this longer. I'm like, yeah. Listen, I'll try to get this braid. Somebody said that we're gonna get my beard braid. Yeah, I did that before. I did that.
He had the beads. He got ripped off in the Bahamas or something.
That wasn't Bahamas. What? Yeah, I was thinking just like some black and gold beads or something. Nothing. I ain't going for the Rastafarian again.
But you gotta get the cornrows too. If you
I am not getting the corn. I am not being.
You gotta get these, man.
I don't know.
You gotta hit a beard in the.
Like an undercover cop.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah.
I just see
They're just gonna think he's a fake.
That boy's full.
They're just gonna think he's a fake Post Malone. But we'll be back tomorrow, y'all. Like I said, DJ Brick is gonna have the day. We'll be chilling around, and I think we're gonna do a top 10. Like I said, if we have the time to, we're gonna do a top 10 at the barbershop tomorrow. So that's what's up, and it's a grandma thing, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow.